Hello and welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
And I'm Hanny.
And a very warm welcome back to our Building Character unit, where this month we are taking a look at the power of words, especially our words that we say that can hurt people.
At the beginning of yesterday's article, we learned that the saying that some young kids learn that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Kids learn this as a way of trying to protect themselves from the power of any words that a bully might use to hurt them.
And in some senses, yes, it's true. Sticks and stones and things like that can, of course, hurt your body. But that doesn't mean that words can't hurt as well. And as useful and easy to remember as the saying is, it doesn't really act as some kind of magic shield to block the power of insulting and hurtful words. These words can and do hurt sometimes, and sometimes the damage from those bad words can last a lot longer than a bruise or a cut to your body caused by a stick or a stone.
So the advice that we learned from our article yesterday was simply to watch what you say, to watch your words. Be careful of the power of your words, and especially when you are upset or angry, try not to use words that will hurt other people. I mean, you wouldn't want them to say mean things to you, right? So try very hard not to say mean things to others.
Yeah, now this doesn't mean that you can't speak your mind. If you are upset with someone, you have every right to express your feelings. Just try to use words that won't do any serious damage. Be careful with your words. So, now that we've heard some of our words about yesterday's article, let's take a look at the new vocabulary words that we will be reading in part 2 of the article, The Power of What You Say.
好，第一天的课文有提到，我们所有的人都必须学会谨慎说话，发表意见的时候必须注意措辞。我们来看看该如何谨慎发言。首先呢，是在开口之前，先花点时间想一想，确定自己要说的话是真实的、有必要的，而且是善意的。这样一来，才不会传达错误讯息，不会伤到别人。我们来看两个单字 ，necessary。Necessary 表示必须的、必要的或是有需要的，它是个形容词。例如 ，Is it necessary to wear formal clothes to the dinner party? Is it necessary to wear formal clothes to the dinner party? 去参加那场晚宴，有必要穿正式服装吗？第二个单字 information，它是指资讯、消息，是个不可数名词哦。那我们可以用a piece of information 来指一则资讯、一则消息。例如 That's a useful piece of information. That's a useful piece of information. 那是一则很有用的资讯。课文接着提醒我们不要口出秽言，还有如果觉得自己的话不妥当，那就保持安静，毕竟话一旦说出口你就收不回来了。这边有两个单字 quiet 表示安静的，它是个形容词。例如 The town is pretty quiet at night. The town is pretty quiet at night. 那个城镇在夜晚的时候相当安静。最后一个单字 once 它当副词的时候可以表达一次，次数的一次。可是在课文里面它是当连接词来表达一旦怎么样，一怎么样就怎么样。例如 I'll text you once I get there. I'll text you once I get there. 我一到那里就会传讯息给你。好，现在看完单字例句，我们来读课文吧。
When you have something to say, don't just say it right away. Instead, take time to think before you speak. You need to make sure your words are true, necessary, and kind.
Explanation 1.
So at the end of part 1 of our article, we learned that it's okay to speak your mind, but we should always try to be careful with our words. If you are upset and feel something strongly, by all means, tell other people about it. Just do it with words that won't then upset the people you are talking to, because that will probably only make the situation worse.
Yep， 第一天的课文呢，有引用一个顺口溜，里面说到言语绝对不会伤害我，但这个顺口溜可不是什么魔法盾牌，可以帮你阻挡各种嘲讽辱骂。言语是会伤人的，这种伤害甚至可能比淤青啊，或者是其他身上的伤持续更久。所以不开心或生气的时候要谨慎说话，以免让情况更糟哦。那补充一下，我们刚刚开场的时候说 magic shield， 这个 shield 就是指盾牌，还有 bruise 表示淤青、淤伤、OK 的意思。那么 situation 是情况，还有 upset 它可以当形容词形容是心烦的、沮丧的，也可以当动词来表达使什么困扰、使什么心烦意乱。好，那我们现在来读课文，看看有话想说的时候该怎么办呢？ So if you find yourself in that situation, what should you do?
Well, as we start reading our article for today, the first sentence gives us some very useful advice. It says, when you have something to say, don't just say it right away. Right, don't just blurt out the first thing that your brain pops into your mouth. This will probably be something that comes from your angry feelings, and like we said, it could just make the situation or the problem worse.
Instead, we read next, take time to think before you speak. And this is what our advice from yesterday about being careful with your words was all about. How can you do this? Well, the old advice about taking a few deep breaths when you are upset to give yourself time to calm down would be a really great idea.
Yeah, a few deep breaths, or that other old trick, count to 10 before you start talking. Give yourself some time to feel angry. Then try to let it go before you open your mouth to speak. Hopefully then your words will be less full of anger and other bad feelings. Okay, let's pause here because we can see that we need to head over to Daphne for our first grammar point of the day.
大家好，我是 Daphne。今天的第一则文法是 take time to 加原形动词，意思是花时间做某事。take 是及物动词，意思是花费时间。三态是 take、took、taken， 后方接不可数名词 time 时间，再用不定词 to be 引出花时间做的事情。例如 Dorinda took time to help me。Dorinda 花时间帮忙我。
谢谢 Daphne 老师的讲解哦。刚刚课文写到说，有话想说的时候，别脱口而出，而是要在开口之前先花点时间想一想。那补充单字 instead， 它可以表达相反的、反而或是作为替代，也就是可以用来表达说不要做某事，而是要做 instead 那一句所提到的事。那如果是用 instead of， 则是表达取代、代替。instead of 是用来接说要被取代的事物。还有补充一个好用片语。Blurt out 是指脱口说出，不假思索、欠考虑的说出来。
So, you are upset. Your friend or brother or sister or someone has just said something that, it's just made you so really mad. And you just want to let your feelings out and say some mean things to them and... But wait. Is this the smart move? Will your angry words just make the problem worse and turn this all into a big fight? Quite possibly.
So, instead of blurting out mean words, take some time to think.
Breathe, count to 10.
And find words that will help to make the situation better and not just make everything much worse. As we reach our break, the next sentence in our article tells us you need to make sure your words are true, necessary, and kind. Words spoken in moments of anger are often just used to hurt others. They aren't always true they usually aren't necessary, and they are never kind. So calm down, think, and then speak.
Excellent advice.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a quick break here, and then we'll come back to read the second part of today's article. We'll see you in a second. By doing that, you don't share wrong information. You don't hurt others or make problems for yourself either. It's also important not to use bad words. Nobody likes hearing them. Finally, try putting yourself in other people's shoes. If you don't like your words, then keep quiet. Remember, once you say something, you can't take it back.
Explanation 2.
Okay, before the break, we learned that when we are talking to someone who has just made us upset or angry for some reason, we need to calm down and think before we speak. That way, we can make sure that whatever we say back to them is true, necessary, and kind, and not just a bunch of angry words.
And as we read on, we learn why this is the better way of doing things in that moment. The next sentence tells us, by doing that, you don't share wrong information. Right? If your words are true, they won't cause confusion or problems later on by spreading information that isn't correct.
And you won't be accused of lying. Sometimes when we're upset, we say things that aren't true just because we are angry or we just get the facts all mixed up in our heads. Okay, let's go over to Daphne right now to get some facts about this next grammar point, and then we will come back to keep reading.
第二则文法是 by doing that， 意思是借由那么做。by 是介系词，意思是借由，使用时后方接动名词 VING。do 是及物动词，意思是做、实行。代名词 that 代指前文提过的事情。例如 Superman killed the bad guy. He saved the world by doing that. 超人杀死了坏蛋，借由那么做拯救了世界。
谢谢 Daphne 老师的讲解。我们在开口之前要先确定自己接下来讲的话都是真实的、有必要的，而且是善意的。像有时候心烦生气的时候，你可能说你每次都怎样怎样，然后对方就会说我哪有每次啊，然后就开了新的战场，让情况更糟。所以开口之前要想清楚，不要造成对方困惑，或是甚至让对方有机会指责说你说谎。我们刚刚用到 confusion 就是指困惑，那么 accuse 这个动词表示指责、控诉。我们常用 accuse somebody of 加上名词或动名词去表达指责某人做了某事。So, keep your facts straight when you are upset by calming down a bit before you speak. This can help to keep the problem that you're dealing with clear in everyone's mind. That way, as it says next, you don't hurt others or make problems for yourself either.
Yeah, that is good advice. And our next bit of useful advice can also help you to avoid future problems. This is the advice about using only the words that are necessary. Sure, you might be upset and you might want to let the other person know. But speaking from a place and a feeling of anger and using a lot of hurtful words, especially bad words or swear words, well, that might feel good right now. But those kinds of words rarely do anything to make the situation better. In fact, they usually, almost always, make things worse. So the article tells us it's also important not to use bad words. Nobody likes hearing them.
Exactly. And if you do use those bad words, the other person might get upset right away and then stop listening to you. As a result, the problem can't get solved in any way.
Exactly. And finally, be kind. Try to think about how you would feel if the situation was reversed. What if you did something to upset your friend, you felt bad about it, and then they yelled at you and called you lots of bad names? You probably wouldn't be too happy about that, right? So, next in our article, reread, finally, try putting yourself in other people's shoes. Think about how you would feel if things were switched around.
课文提醒我们要试着换位思考，切换成对方的角度来看事情。那我们刚刚用到 reverse 这个动词就是反转、扭转 ，switch 也有这种切换、转换的意思。And once you do that, it says, if you don't like your words, then keep quiet. And this reminds me of another good bit of advice I heard long ago that you can use in this situation and in lots of other situations too. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. And if you are upset, an angry silence is better than a lot of angry words.
Excellent advice. If you're just quiet when you're angry, ooh, that's a little scary. So, as we finish, we read, remember, this is important. Once you say something, you can't take it back. Yeah, just like a rock or an arrow or a bullet from a gun. Once you throw out those mean words, you will never ever be able to take them back. And they can do real harm to others and to yourself, even if you don't really mean them. Okay, it's time for our last grammar point. Daphne is going to tell us all about it, and then we'll be back.
第三则文法是 take back， 意思是收回。take 是及物动词，意思是拿走。三态是 take、took、taken。back 是副词，意思是回去。合在一起 take back 就是拿回去。用于要对方收回不好听或者是不适当的话，是可分动词片语。例如 Pete apologized and took back his words. Pete 道歉并收回说过的话。
So, there you go. Sticks and stones can, of course, hurt people, but so can words.
So let's all try to be careful with our words. Don't say things in the heat of the moment that we then later on live to regret.
Be calm, be kind, be caring. If we all try to do that, then the world will be a better place. We promise. So thanks for joining us, everyone. We look forward to spending some more time with you very soon. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The power of what you say.
When you have something to say, don't just say it right away. Instead, take time to think before you speak. You need to make sure your words are true, necessary, and kind. By doing that, you don't share wrong information. You don't hurt others or make problems for yourself either. It's also important not to use bad words. Nobody likes hearing them. Finally, try putting yourself in other people's shoes. If you don't like your words, then keep quiet. Remember, once you say something, you can't take it back.
各位同学大家好，我是季安老师。我们今天带大家看应答问题 questions and response。 Alright， 我们今天呢来看一下这个题型介绍。我们已经讲完了所有这些 strategy， 那大家也应该还记得，对不对？就是那种4大类型的这个问句嘛，WH 的问句啦，然后呢 yes no 的 ，OK yes no 语气会提高 A or B 的这一种，还有 statement 这种最难搞的这一种，就丢出一句话来，哎呦。他到底讲什么？这样像这一种的 ，OK， 好，那我们接下来要做的事情就是一个一个来深入的探讨啊 ，Alright， 那我们看一下第一个呢，问时间的 when，Alright，when 的问题你听到了，但是呢，不是只有 when 重要而已哦，你还要听第二个字，好，所以呢，前2个字非常重要 when 加 be 动词还是 when 加助动词，非常非常重要哦。因为呢，这个会透露出一些不一样的讯息。什么意思来？你听到 when did，OK， 这个助动词是过去式，你要听跟过去有关的时间。好，所以前面2个字要听得清清楚楚了。所以听过之后呢，你不只要听到疑问词，你还要判断时态。OK， 你听到 when will，OK， 回答的是未来的时间。那你如果听到的是什么 when is the meeting 这一种，你就直接听时间就好了。When is the meeting？ 好，它是一个现在式的状况。OK， 好，那常考的这种问题的形式长这个样子。When is the cybersecurity analysis report due？OK， 什么时候到期啊？When are we leaving for the airport？ 什么时候要去机场？When can I expect your final decision？When will the conference start? When did he interview the job applicants? OK， 所以这些都是常考的，它就是问什么时间嘛。那后面的第2个字也都很重要 ，when will, when did， 因为呢这就跟时态有关系。All right， 回答，好像这个 When is the cybersecurity analysis report due？ OK， 不明确的话就是什么？一个介系词加时间嘛 ，Not until next week， 这是标准的答案。When are we leaving for the airport？OK， 加时间点的 ，OK， 介系词加上一个时间点 ，in about an hour， 这个也 OK。When can I expect your final decision？ 什么时候？那我们用什么时间的副词子句也可以哦。刚刚上面这边呢是介系词加时间点，它是一个时间的片语 ，OK？ 那用句子也是 OK 的。After I talk to our supervisor， 我跟他讲完之后，那像这边 When will the conference start？ 你当然就可以跟他讲什么 at 10这种很明确的时间嘛 ，OK？At 10， 你也可以用一整个句子 ，OK？As soon as everyone is seated， 所有的人入座之后呢，我们就正式开始。OK，When did he interview the job applicants? Oh, you didn't know？ 你不知道哦。这种问句回答问句，我们之前说过了。或者是呢 ，Actually, I'm not sure， 不知道的这个也很常是答案。OK， 知道这些作战技巧，那我们就来实际上演练一下喽。
When did you place that order? A.
We ordered 2,000 units.
B.
I made it last Tuesday.
C.
I put it on that table.
这个呢，你要注意听一下，它是 when 还是 where 哦。
When did you place that order? A.
We ordered 2,000 units.
B.
I made it last Tuesday.
C.
I put it on that table.
OK， 答案呢是 B， 对不对 ？I made it last Tuesday， 因为他问的是 when。但如果你刚刚不小心听成 where 的话 ，Where did you place that order？ 你那个单子放在哪里呀？I put it on that table， 你就会很想要选 C。OK， 好，再来一个。
When can we confirm this deal?
When
A.
It's a real bargain.
B.
Yes, the proposal looks very good.
C.
After I get our manager's approval.
OK， 所以他问的是什么呢 ？When， 对不对
When can we confirm this deal?
？When can we confirm this deal？ 所以什么时候要确定？这个关键字一定要听到。When can we confirm？OK， 那 it's a real bargain。OK，deal 跟 bargain 就是类似的相关的字来乱你的。那 B 就直接再见了，为什么呢？你用 yes no 去回答这后面全部都可以不用听了。C after I get our manager's approval， 经理说好就好了。OK， 所以答案是 C， 我们用一个副词子句去回答。Alright， 以上是我们今天的课程内容，我们下堂课见，拜拜。
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 又到我们1分钟的单元喽。那我们今天同样是用1分钟的时间来复习4个单字，也会造句练习。同学们，您都准备好没？好，1分钟计时，开始。第一个单词，形容词，形容必须的、必要的、有需要的，它叫做 necessary。Is it necessary to book a table in advance？ 有需要事先定位吗？那间餐厅的位置有这么满，有需要先定位吗？好，第二单字呢是表达资讯消息，它叫做 information。 information。有时候我们不是在服务中心看一个 I， 然后再一个圈圈，它代表就是 information， 可以给你提供资讯的地方。那特别注意，它是不可数名词哦。If you need more information, please contact us。如果您需要更多的资讯，请跟我们联系。第三单词是安静的，安静叫什么 ？Quiet， 嘘 ，be quiet. The baby is sleeping. 安静一点，宝宝正在睡。如果他起来哭了，你要负责哦。好，第四个单词它可以表达一怎么样就怎么样，一旦的意思，它叫做 once， 没错，就是一次的那个字，它也可以当连接词来表达一怎么样就怎么样。Once she starts talking about her children, there's no stopping her. 她一旦开始聊她的孩子让我讲完这个意思。她一旦开始聊她的小孩就会讲得没完没了，你没办法让她停下来。好啦，不管怎么样，我们在1分钟之内没有完成这些单字的复习，可是我们还是要讲完4个单字，也造了4个例句。那下次我们就一起努力吧，希望可以在时间之内达成。我们下次见，拜拜。
See you next time.